Alright everyone, buckle up because this is going to get messy, like reality TV producers taking notes. A messy young doctor just revealed a scandal so outrageous and shameless that not even the love and hip-hop cameras could catch this level of time. Treachery. And when I say that receipts were dropped, I mean that the Jock didn't just spill the tea, he threw the whole pot, the kettle and the stove, because guess what? Kendra, the so-called ride or die, claimed to have been riding with Scrappy the entire time. Yes, that's the same Scrappy who fumbles relationships like it's his day job. He also vowed repeatedly that he was just friends with Kendra. But those leaked messages and hotel receipts tell a different story. Now that the internet is up in flames, the Jock is out for vengeance, and Kendra, let's say she might need a lawyer, and a PR team is out for vengeance. Just when we thought young Jock had finally settled into his good guy era, chilling in his barbershop and giving life advice like he was Steve Harvey, he drops a bomb so messy that even the love and hip-hop producers were left shaken. This isn't just some small-time reality TV drama though. Look 10 times worse. What receipts does Jock have? Why is he choosing this moment to unleash this bombshell? Let's go back a little bit, like Shakespearean backstabbing with a Gucci belt. You recall when Kendra Robinson, Jock's wife, was out? They're telling the world that she was too good for Jock's past. It's talking about how she's a lawyer and not with the foolishness. Meanwhile, Jock is on every podcast ever, trying to convince the world that he's a changed man, cute, and all that. But it turns out that while Kendra was busy disparaging Jock's crazy past, Sis may have had a few skeletons of her own. And those skeletonzo, they were wearing Lil Scrappy's cheniers. You heard me? Scrappy is the same Scrappy who was crying over Bambi, claiming that he wants his family back, while he was allegedly playing family with Kendra behind Jock's back. That makes sense? Okay. Now, for the juicy part, some Snoopy people with screenshots are claiming that Jock discovered the truth in the most egregious way possible. Not through rumors, didn't even come from messy group chats. Instead, he learned about it from hard copy receipts. It is said that the Jock obtained hotel reservations, text messages, and even some money transfers that implied Scrappy and Kendra were much closer than they should have been. Aware, in the realm of celebrity scandals, money transfers are like leaving your fingerprints at the scene of a crime. However, let's discuss these texts because it seems that Scrappy and Kendra were communicating in codes. And not just ordinary codes, but dirty, cunning codes that got me messed up. One message purportedly read, "You know, I don't regret anything. If you always knew where my heart was, and excuse me, your heart, Scrappy, sir. You just spent all of last season crying about how much you wanted Bambi back. And now we're talking." The man is a professional blunder when it comes to hearts and regret. To make matters worse, another message purportedly stated, "I hate sneaking around like this. We deserve to be happy sneaking around." At this point, Kendra might as well pack her lawyer's badge and go straight to divorce court because there is no turning back. However, the crazy part is that the Jock wasn't even looking for this TS. He wasn't even out here being a detective. Imagine going about your business as usual, trying to run your small barbershop, when all of a sudden, a random number sends you screenshots of your wife and your friend acting like they're in a whole situationship. Now, the real question is, who sent the receipts? If there's one thing we know about Hollywood drama, it's that leaks don't happen by accident. Someone wanted Jock to know. Someone wanted this to be made public. And you know what that means? The crew has a snitch. Let's take a logical approach to this. If Kendra and Scrappy were indeed out here being sly, then someone close to them knew and disapproved. Someone became enraged enough to expose them. And someone was waiting for the right opportunity to spill the tea. We could sit here all day and try to figure out who it was, but you already know that the streets are whispering that Bambi might be involved. Yes, Bambi, Scrappy's ex-wife, is the same. As Bambi has been telling us that Scrappy was a habitual line stepper. This is next level F. And this is where things get really messy, because if she did leak it, Who else would have access to Scrappy's messages, and who else would be petty enough to make sure this mess returned to Jockey in the most humiliating way possible? It's true that Scrappy wasn't only out there ruining his own marriage. He was also out there playing undercover lover in Jock's marriage. However, you see, Jock is different. It's not one of these quiet, let's handle this in private types of dudes. No, Jock is petty. You all remember how he embarrassed Kendra on national TV the last time? Well, baby, if you thought that was bad, you're not prepared for what he just did next. Joker chose violence because within hours of receiving those receipts, he went on his podcast, went live on Instagram, and began spilling tea as if he was getting paid. I need you all to realize how crazy this is in the world of celebrities. Normally, when you catch your spouse cheating, you would get a lawyer and post some evasive, "I deserve better" posts on Instagram and move on. This man was laughing, making jokes, and just plain dragging both of them. At one point, Jock said, "I was wondering why my wife was always so invested in Scrappy's love life. Like, damn girl, are we PR team or something?" Only to discover that she was simply keeping tabs on her own situation. He wasn't even trying to be classy about it. "I wish them the best energy," he said. Didn't only criticize Kendra and Scrappy, he essentially told the entire industry to keep him off the group chat if they had secrets. He said, "You guys better stop playing with me. I have enough receipts to make love and hip-hop cancel themselves. Keep running your mouths and I must start dropping them." Now, he's holding the entire hip-hop community hostage. And when Baby Jock said he had time today, that's where the trouble started. Social media was ablaze after young Jock dropped the bombshell. Every gossip blog, Instagram comment section, and group chat was ablaze as everyone tried to figure out how deep this scandal truly went. At first, people assumed this was just another love and hip-hop stunt or some stage drama for ratings. But no, this was real. This was personal, and the way that Jock was moving, he wasn't doing this for power. It was out for blood. Let's now discuss Lil Scrappy. Because when most people are caught in a scandal like this, they either do one of three things: remain silent, let the drama play out, play the victim, and act as though they're being lied to. Come clean, apologize, and hope that people move on. But Scrappy? No. He chose the worst possible course of action rather than clearing his name. Intensified the lies as if we hadn't already seen the receipts. Late at night, Scrappy appeared on Instagram Live, looking stressed. You know that? Look, shirt off, pacing back and forth and massaging his head as if he had just learned that. His car had been repoed. His first words were, "Man, you believe anything, bro? Like, real talk, y'all just run with whatever the internet tells you. That's crazy." Oh, here we have the classic, "You believe anything the defense says, sir." Be for real. For real. This isn't just a random Twitter rumor. But the internet talking Jock pulled out the receipts, screenshots, cash transfers, and hotel reservations. But Scrappy wasn't finished. He continued by saying, "Joke, my brother, man, we've been through. Too much for him to be out here spreading lies. Would never do something like that to him. Kendra, a married woman, bro. You guys need to stop playing with people's names." Let's be clear. Scrappy could have simply accepted responsibility. He tried to gaslight the entire internet by saying, "Yo, I messed up. I was in a bad place or something," but the truth is that this isn't the first time he's been messy in relationships. Remember when Bambi called him out for cheating all the time? This is the same man who was bouncing between Erica, Dixon, Shay, Johnson, and Bambi like he was in a relay race. And the worst part was, while she was out here denying everything, someone else was preparing to spill even more tea. And guess who Bambi's revenge was? Yes, Bambi decided she had time today. Bambi had been quiet ever since she left Scrappy, and she had already spoken out about how he treated her and cleaned her hands of him. But this was personal, because if Scrappy was still begging Bambi to take him back while creeping with Kendra, then he was playing both of them. What did Bambi do? She went on Instagram stories and shared this shady little message that some men truly believe you are untouchable. It said that no matter how many times you lie and cheat, karma won't catch up to you, but trust me, it always does. She didn't need to go out into the world to know who she was referring to. And as if that wasn't enough, she went live while looking perfect, sipping on something pricey and laughing. Bambi was having a great time watching Scrappy's life fall. A part when she said the real dagger men love to play dumb when they get caught. But trust me, nobody is lying on you and nobody is making anything up. If you did it, own it, and stand on it. Boom. This is the messiest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I thought I'd seen it all, but this view couldn't be me. When a scandal becomes too big to ignore, a public relations team steps in, so Kendra Robinson finally makes a statement. Did she deny it, explain it, or apologize? Nope. She dropped the most lawyer-approved, calculated statement. Now, it's not just the Jock exposing him. His own ex-wife is out here co-signing the drama. And if it couldn't get any worse, Kendra finally speaks. I will never engage in gossip, rumors, or false information because my marriage is my business. Thank you, girl. Bye. As everyone knows, when someone says, I am not engaging in rumors, it means that the rumors are true and the internet gave them the opportunity to spread. The Shade Room, Twitter, TikTok, and others were dragging her. So she said, you did it, and go. You fumbled your entire marriage for a scrappy Jock. You need to get a DNA test on those kids ASAP. The worst part was that while Kendra was out, they're trying to control the damage. You know who was watching this whole mess happen and getting the last love from young Jockey? After Bambi made fun of Scrappy for lying, Kendra dropped her weak statement. And Jockey posted a video of himself laughing on Instagram with no caption, saying, sitting back, sipping my tea, and watching the circus. And honestly, he kind of won. Scrappy was caught, Kendra was being dragged, and Bambi is somewhere. Jockey is just sitting back and waiting to see how much worse this gets while she's laughing her way to the bank. Trust me, it's not over yet. So while the internet is going crazy and Scrappy is drowning, Kendra is avoiding bullets and Bambi is drinking tea. But guess what? The mess isn't over yet because just when we thought this scandal had peaked, young Jock decided to go nuclear, which was the last blow that Jockey had been playing up until now. In his Instagram live rant, Scrappy went too far. He said, man, you love drama, you love tearing people down. And you act like you know what's going on, but you don't know the half of it. I don't have to explain myself to anybody in Jock. That's my brother. He's just talking out his neck. Boy. It was cool to drop hints and laugh on Instagram, allowing Scrappy to dig his own grave. It's crazy how men play the victim when they are exposed. But let me be clear that I didn't say anything that wasn't true. If you want to play dumb, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the other times you've been out here moving recklessly. He was furious because Jock isn't just some random guy running his mouth. This is a man who knows way too much. So that night, when Jock took the mic, he hopped on his radio show, and let's say he let everything fly. When Bambi left you, you were crying in my direct messages. My God, there were receipts all over the place, and Scrappy had no way out of the one. Then, in a move of ultimate power, the Jock said, if I was lying, why do you call me right after I said it? Why do you text me about how we need to talk if he is so innocent? Why are you panicking? At this point, Scrappy was unable to say anything because he couldn't deny it. The internet went crazy after he finished, and the hashtags #ScrappyExposed, #J said what he said, and #Bambi was right began trending as memes. People posted videos of Scrappy's previous love and hip-hop fights, saying things like, bro, you had all this energy for other dudes, but now you're quiet. Even celebrities started reacting. Susanna tweeted, ain't Noah Scrappy got caught? Like, this LM Charleston White, you know he had to say something. You got here looking bad. You've messed up too many places. Go sit down somewhere, son. Then, Bambi suddenly doubled down. By this time, she had told everyone that Scrappy was lying. But when Jockey revealed those text messages, she had to say one last thing before going live again. This time, she was feeling her hair and nails done, and she was as carefree as ever. She just sat there drinking her drink and browsing through her phone. After 2 minutes of silence, she said, "Ladies, this is why you have to let a man embarrass himself, because trust me, he will." Every time Boom drops the mic, she doesn't say any names. She doesn't need to, because the whole world knows who she is. It's talking about. Now, Scrappy wasn't just getting exposed. He was getting... Let's break this down, because after all this chaos, we have to ask who really won. Scrappy lost badly. His ex-wife made fun of him for having an affair with Kendra. And his best friend lost all credibility when she tried to gaslight the internet. Kendra, perhaps even more severely, lost her reputation as a moral lawyer and was forced to sit there while the Jock got the last laugh. Bambi, on the other hand, got the last word without even trying to prove that she was correct about Scrappy. All along and left, appearing unconcerned, booked, and busy. The biggest winner, young Jock, didn't just expose Scrappy, he ruined him. He then sat back and let the receipts speak for him, making it appear as though he was the only one who was telling the truth. The most absurd thing is that, at the end of the day, Jock didn't even need to apologize because, let's face it, this scandal isn't going to be forgotten anytime soon. Scrappy's entire brand was about being a real person, a family man, and someone who had learned from his mistakes. However, now, whenever he posts, people will leave comments like, "Where's Kendra?" Every time he goes live, people will ask, "Jock, tell the truth." Every time Bambi posts, people will say, "Girl, you dodged a bullet." And Kendra, "You better lay low for a while, because once the internet turns on, you're not going to get it back." But let's give credit where credit is due. Jock played this perfectly. He waited for the right moment, spoke only facts. And then he simply sat back, and the only question now is who will be the next to be exposed, because if this drama has taught us anything, it is that these reality stars remain messy, and the internet will always be watching the end. This drama was crazy, but tell me, do you think Scrappy can ever get over this? Or is his reputation permanently damaged? What about Kendra? Should Jock take her back? I know you all have something to say, so please share your ideas in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on if you want to see the most recent celebrity drama, exclusive tea, and shocking scandals. On those alerts that you would prefer not to miss what's going to happen next.